Hi guys, how are you doing? Thank you so much for creating time to tune into this channel. As usual, I don't take it for granted. To the ones who haven't subscribed yet, kindly take a second and subscribe to this channel. Right now I want to discuss assessment and assessment under the competency-based curriculum. In simpler terms, assessment is the gathering of information and interpretation of the same in regards to what a learner knows, what a learner can do, and what they understand. Assessment tells us to what extent learning has taken place. Now, the competency-based assessment seeks to assess four major things, which includes knowledge, skills, value, and attitude. It is important to note that for us to conclude that a learner is competent, it means that this learner needs to be consistent in terms of assessment. The scores that the learner gives needs to be consistent in reference to the particular learning outcomes. So having said this, what then are the indicators of assessment under the competency-based assessment? We have knowledge, not knowledge, but we have values and attitude. Attitude basically tells us how the pupil or the learner approaches a particular given task. And remember, this also has to be assessed. About values is the appreciation of the task. Do they appreciate the task? And if they appreciate, do they exhibit the necessary behavior in terms of this? It's also important to note that for children or for learners to be able to have the right attitude, which is a positive attitude towards the task, the people who directly interact with these learners have a big role or a major role to play. For instance, the facilitators, who are the teachers in this case. It is important for you to ensure that your lessons are covered in a way that children will be actively and happily engaged. This does a lot when it comes to children having the right attitude towards a given learning area. It is common to hear people say that I failed a particular subject in school because I did not maybe like my teacher. So you see, this now tells us as facilitators, there are things that we need to put in place to ensure that children have the right attitude towards the learning areas that we are teaching. Be creative, be accommodative, and ensure that there is no threatening environment or anything threatening during your lesson. It helps a lot. To the parents, what we say may influence these learners negatively or positively. If you keep saying, maybe I never liked agriculture, I never liked music because of one reason or the other, chances are high that your child is likely to pick that and say, even my mom or my dad does not like this, so it's okay for me not to like it. So once you realize maybe your child or your pupil in school or your learner exhibits that he or she doesn't like a particular learning area or a particular strand, find out what is causing this and intervene as urgently as you can, because attitudes can be changed. And once children have the right attitude, learning will take place and we shall have all the learning outcomes achieved. So that is, I've mentioned two indicators of assessment and a CBC. Then we have generic competencies. Under generic competencies, here we have things like presentation. When I say presentation here, maybe children were working in a group or pair work, and they have to present their findings. Here, this presentation is what we also refer to as communication skills, or communication and collaboration, which is also one of the competencies under the Competency Based Curriculum. And then we also have reasoning under generic competencies. Reasoning is what we basically call critical thinking and problem solving as a competence under competency-based curriculum. So these are just the areas that can be assessed during learning activities in school. We also have application of knowledge under generic competence. Application of knowledge is the skill. The skill has to be tested. So if maybe you were learning about something theoretically, now you have to do it practically. So that is application of skill under the same. We have also manipulation under generic competence. So these are some of the things that are assessed. I would maybe give an example in reference to the different projects that children get to do, and I'll pick agriculture, like maybe rearing of animals, where learners are involved and they're asked to pick a particular type of animal that they would wish to rear. So as maybe at the mention of rearing of animals, just at the introduction of the topic, you'll be able to tell the attitude, and then be able to monitor the attitude as the lesson progresses. As you mentioned, and there is no excitement and the children are not looking forward to it, the learners are not looking forward to it, it means there's something that needs to be urgently attended to so as to take care of the attitude. Now, after they identify the kind of animals they want to keep, when we talk about reasoning there now, that is critical thinking and maybe problem solving. Why did you choose this particular kind of animal? Then they'll tell you, they give you their reasons. As they give you their reasons, we are now talking of presentation, which is also communication and collaboration. So that is I've just given you a glimpse of what is assessed. I've picked on agriculture. I've just mentioned but a few things. I'm sure it will help you in one way or the other as you assess. Ask yourself, as parents, as teachers, what kind of learner do I have? And as a facilitator, as you're delivering this particular lesson, ask yourself, when I get to the assessment point, will this assessment of my learner be consistent? And if it is not consistent, what do I need to do? Does it mean I have to go back and evaluate my method of instruction? If it means yes, please do, so that all children are taken care of. Remember, we are nurturing every learner's potential. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.